With a new season of Melee with big tournaments almost every single weekend just around the corner, all starting with Genassist 8, I've been getting more and more excited to finally see an in-person Super Major Melee event again. We had Summit 12 and 11, and while I love Summit, it's just not the same when only a few select players can enter and there's no crowd. With Genassist returning, not only are we getting a proper Super Major, we're getting the 5th biggest in-person event in Melee history, with a total of 1,558 entrants at the time of recording. Whoever wins this tournament will be pushed into the spotlight for the best player in the world, and with the talent pool deeper than ever before thanks to Slippy, I thought it'd be a good idea to take a closer look at some of the top players attending for returning and new fans. Before jumping in, I wanted to mention something about my process. First off, I tried to order this list in order of who I think has the greatest chance to make it deeper into bracket. Secondly, I wanted to add that weekly results will not be counted against high-level players. However, this doesn't mean it won't be mentioned. It will be mentioned when discussing the player that beat them if they lost at said weekly. I don't want to punish top players that actually attend weeklies, and I see upsets in weeklies as showing what's possible. If Slug beats iBDW in a weekly, to me that means the Slug has the potential to beat iBDW if he's playing his absolute best and iBDW isn't. Which is notable, of course, but it doesn't mean that iBDW is any worse than we thought before, as there are added external factors in an online weekly being streamed to fans. At a LAN major, iBDW of course has a much greater chance of winning, so please take these specific results with a grain of salt. Going into Genassist, there's undoubtedly 3 players that stand out above the rest. These 3 are of course Mango the GOAT, Zane the Spacey Killer, and iBDW the Law School Dropout. If any 3 of these players wins the tournament, they will become the undisputed greatest player in the world, a title that has been discussed heavily throughout the online and semi-online era. Let's start with Mango. While the title of best in the world could easily go to the other 2, going to Genassist I have Mango at number 1 at my power rankings. Although Mango hasn't entered much in all 3 majors he attended, 2 offline and 1 online, he hasn't placed below 2nd. Getting first at Smash Summit 11 in a legendary losers run blasting through Moki, Nun, iBDW, the man who sent him to losers Plup, and Hungrybox for completing the run beating Zane in a 10-game set that many consider the best of all time. In Summit 12 he got sent to losers by Zane, but beat Wizrobe and then reverse swept Weapon to meet Zane again in losers finals. This time he beat him, knocking him out of the tournament with Falco before losing to a surging iBDW in grand finals. In LECS he beat Plup and Moki twice, but ended up getting double eliminated by Zane in winners finals and grand finals. This makes his record against Zane across these 3 tournaments 3-3, 3-1 if you only count offline, and his record against iBDW 1-1. Mango is always a wild card in bracket, and when he's playing well he blends creativity with brutal efficiency. He's already considered the GOAT, but he said that he wants to be ranked first one more time to be satisfied with his career. Winning Genassist would put him as the clear number 1 contender for that title. That motivation combined with the energy from the crowd could produce a vintage Mango tournament run. Zane is the defending champion at Genassist, winning Genassist 7 over 2 years ago. He's a player that's pushed his character past where many thought possible. Before he started dominating, Marth was put 3rd on the tier list by almost everyone. Now Marth is generally accepted to be the 2nd best character in the game, and some even consider him to be the best. Zane put this character's deadly punish game on full display, often taking stocks from a single opening, especially if you're a fast follower like the other 2 in this tier. Mixing this with his excellent spacing and neutral, he rose to the top level faster than anyone else in the history of Melee, and dominated the online era. In the past year, he's gotten 2nd at Smash Summit 11, tearing through winners beating Kadorn, Plup, and Hungrybox before losing a 10-game set to Mango. First at the Smash World Tour East Finals beating Cobalt, Hungrybox, Polish, and iBDW, and only dropping 1 game in his entire run. At Smash Summit 12, he got 3rd beating SFAT and Mango before being sent to losers by iBDW and being eliminated by Mango. Finally, he had a return to form, placing 1st at LECS beating Ginger and Hungrybox before 6-0ing Mango in winners finals and grand finals. This makes his record against Mango 3-3, 1-3 if you only count offline, and his record against iBDW 1-1, or 2-1 if you count Summit pools, but I'm not factoring those in for most of this video. When Zane is comfortable, he seems unstoppable. If anyone makes a mistake, he will make sure their stock evaporates. If he manages to stay in his comfort zone and control the match, he's one of the most dominant players we've ever seen. If he can carry the momentum from his online domination, he has a very good chance of becoming the 2nd ever back-to-back Genassist champion. Although I may have him 3rd on my power rankings going into Genassist, iBDW is my pick for who's most likely to win. He's a player constantly focused on improving and optimizing every aspect of his play, and although he's taken some losses in weeklies recently, he's been by far the most active player out of the 3 in this tier, gaining valuable experience that the others are missing out on. He has a ton of results, so I'm going to list his placements and who he's lost to and be overall in those placements. He got 1st at Pound 2021, 5th at Smash Summit 11, 1st at Riptide, 2nd at the Smash World Tour East Finals, 5th at Main Stage, 1st at Smash Summit 11, and 5th at LECS. In this tournament run, he went 1-1 against Kadoran, 2-0 against SFAT, 2-0 against Wizrobe, 1-2 against Hungrybox, 1-1 against Polish, 1-0 against Axe, 1-1 against Ginger, 1-0 against Lod, 2-1 against Plup, 1-0 against Amsa, 1-0 against Leffen, 1-1 against Zane, and 1-1 against Mango. To me, iBDW represents the next 20xx Fox. He believes Melee is a game to be solved, and he's constantly working to find the best answer for each situation in-game. He has so many different flowcharts and variations in his head that it can come off as if he's just playing by feel at times. But everything he does has a specific reason and has been drilled hundreds of times. If he can take the experience he's gained competing so frequently and use it to optimize the game even further, he could take his first back-to-back LAN major win. Outside of the top 3, there are a few players I would consider serious threats to win this tournament. These are players that if they dropped out of the tournament before top 8, it would be considered an upset, and if they have a great performance, they have a good chance at taking the Genassist title home. Plup is a player that's been around the scene for a while now. Starting as a Samus main turned Fox main, now turned Sheik main, he has been putting up solid results, getting 4th at Summit 11, 2nd at Riptide, winning the Smash World Tour West Finals and eventually the Championship, and getting 4th at LACS. He's been Mango, Wizrope 3 times, Kadoran twice, SFAT 3 times, Hungrybox, Amza, and iBDW, while only dropping sets to Zane, Mango, iBDW, SFAT, before beating him in 2 straight Fox Dittos to win the entire tournament, and Moki in LACS. As you can see, Pleb does not lose to anyone except the very best in the game. His worst loss is to Moki, who is an amazing player and was on his best tournament run yet. There are no free games for Pleb's opponents. They need to work for every percent they get, and if Pleb sees that they made a mistake, he has the most creative and effective punish game any Sheik has ever had. Not to mention, if all that still isn't working, he also has his top level Fox that he used in 2018 to win Genassist 5 and become the second player to win a major tournament in the 5 Gods era. Leffen is the biggest what if in Melee right now. At the time of recording, we aren't even sure if he'll be attending Genassist or not, but in the event that he does, I wanted to at least dedicate a small segment to him. The original God Slayer, Leffen was able to break into the very top echelon of Melee in a time where no one without the God title could. His unbelievably optimized Fox is a huge problem for anyone in the game to overcome, even when he wasn't able to compete in top competition for multiple years from being stuck in Europe. The only event we have to look at is Smash Summit 12, where he got a deceptive 5th place finish. I say deceptive because he got reverse swept by both iBDW and Mango, the 1st and 2nd place finishers at the event. Getting reverse swept in back-to-back sets is not a skill issue. It's a mental issue, and one that's very understandable as he hadn't been able to compete in a serious competition for a long period of time due to being stuck in Europe. He also attempted to attend LACS but got food poisoning and had to drop out. But before the food poisoning, he played both Mango and Zane in a best-of-9 set and beat them both 5-1. Leffen is a mystery in Melee right now. He might be the hidden best player in the world, and if he attends Genassist, it will be his chance to prove that he deserves to be at the very top of the heap. The leader of the 20GX movement, Wizrobe, has taken Captain Falcon far past what many thought possible. The character once considered to be the most wild, unpredictable, and inconsistent character in the game has now been optimized by him into a true top tier. When talking about Wizzy's strength, it's hard to know where to start. He has possibly the best tech chases in the game, the best SDI, the most efficient and consistent punish game on Falcon, and probably the best tech skill out of any Falcon as well. Although he had a little rough patch getting 5th at Summit 11, Riptide, and the Smash World Tour East Finals, he came back with a big 1st place at Main Stage, and then a 4th at Smash Summit 12, and a 2nd at the Smash World Tour Finals. He got wins over SFAT, Axe twice, Kadoran, Ginger twice, Hamza, Polish, and HBox 3 times. Losing to iBDW, Mango, SFAT, and HBox, along with who seems to be his biggest bracket demon right now, Plup, going 0-3 against him in sets. With these losses and his shaky start in the past year, some may say he deserves to be lower on the list, but with his resurgence winning Main Stage and almost winning the Smash World Tour Finals, I believe he deserves to be here, as if he shows up big for Genassist, I could see him walking away with the trophy. This next set of players are people who most likely won't be satisfied unless they make top 8. All these players will be fine to make it to the final day of the tournament, and while it's very doable for them, and I'm sure many of them expected to make it to top 8, not all of them can. That's not to say no one in this tier has a chance to win the tournament, but if one of these players were to win, it would be a monumental feat that would define or redefine their careers. In this tier, instead of going over every win or loss they have against other top players, I'll just go over the notable wins and bracket demons if they have them. So far, who's in what tier has been pretty non-controversial, besides maybe Wizrobe being in the tier above, but from this point forward, it's much more subjective. I tried my best to look at the results and accurately place players, but I'm a person just like all of you, so please let me know who you think I over or underrated in the comments. Hungrybox is a legendary player in the Melee scene and one of the only 2 gods still playing the game along with Mango. He has a whole slew of tournament wins under his belt already, and before the pandemic started, he was considered the best in the world by most. He's known for clutching games from the jaws of defeat, hitting game-winning rests when you least expect it, which is why the community has nicknamed him Clutchbox. While his online performance during the pandemic wasn't the best, he's coming back in form with many good placements in the past year. He got 3rd at Smash Summit 11, 3rd at Riptide, 4th at the Smash World Tour East Finals, 2nd at Main Stage, 7th at Summit 12, 5th at the Smash World Tour Finals, and 5th at LACS. Along the way, he picked up great wins over Amza, iBDW twice, Wizrobe, SFAT, and Kadoran twice. And it seems that Wizrobe is his biggest bracket demon right now, as he's 1-3 against him in the past year. This is most likely due to Wizzy's meticulous Falcon play. He really doesn't mind playing the long game, unlike some of Hungrybox's other opponents. I feel like Hungrybox is being heavily overlooked by much of the community. Maybe he has a god tax and people just expect more out of him, but when you look at his recent placements and who he loses to, it paints a picture of somebody that has a very good chance at making a deep bracket run, and that's why I have him at the top of this tier. Far and away the greatest Yoshi player the game has ever seen, Amza is one of the most interesting players to watch in all of Melee. He plays a character many think isn't viable, and he still manages to find huge wins against the Melee elites. The unique character combined with his isolation from most competition due to him living in Japan means every time we see Amza, he does something you've never seen before. He got 9th at Smash Summit 11, 5th at Smash Summit 12, and 5th at the Smash World Tour. Although I've avoided including pools when discussing big wins previously, due to the lack of data from Amza, I wanted to highlight his incredible Summit 12 pools run, where he beat SFAT 3-0 and Mango 3-1. It's always a treat to watch Amza compete. Every time he comes to America, it seems he's getting better, so I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of damage he can do in the Genassist 8 bracket. SFAT is another veteran player who started his career in 2008. He uses Fox fundamentals to great effect, usually winning off making less mistakes than his opponent does. He got 2nd at Pound, 9th at Summit 11, 4th at Riptide, 2nd at the Smash World Tour West Finals, 4th at Main Stage, 9th at Summit 12, 17th at the World Tour Finals, 17th at LACS, and 2nd at Smash Camp. His best wins are against Wizrobe, Plup, S2J, and Ginger. SFAT is always a threat in bracket. If you're not playing well, you can easily build a lead on you, and before you know it, the game is over. He's going to be looking to use his experience and consistency to make a deep bracket run this weekend. Moki is a player that, much like Amza and Leffen, has really been held back by his circumstances. He's had a ton of trouble with his internet giving out, and even when there is a big LAN tournament, he's had trouble getting out of Canada to attend it in the USA. He's one of the most entertaining players to watch, as he's always surprising his opponents and the viewers with his creative fox play and unique tech skill. Of the tournaments he has attended, he got 9th at Summit 11 and 3rd at LACS. In that amazing LACS run, he beat Kadoran, Bobby Big Balls, Fiction, Hbox, and Plup, with the only person he lost to being Mango twice. Moki is a huge what-if in Melee right now, and Genassist is his chance to prove that he's a serious threat with no chance of internet issues interfering. The best solo Falco right now is Ginger. He may struggle to win against players when he's the underdog, but when he's playing well, every movement he makes has its own rationale behind it. If Wizrobe is optimizing Falcon and iBDW is optimizing Fox, Ginger is the person that's optimizing Falco. His game plan is usually based around forcing his opponents into bad spots and holding an advantageous position, and he uses Falco's ability to control the stage better than anyone else in my opinion. He got 9th at Pound, 13th at Riptide, 1st at Lowtide City, 13th at Smash World Tour East Finals, 5th at Main Stage, 9th at Summit, 25th at Smash World Tour Finals, and 7th at LACS. His best wins are against iBDW, SFAT, and S2J. I chose to put him in this tier because of his win at Lowtide City and wins over players in this tier and above. Ginger has a ton of potential, and a top 8 Genassist would prove he deserves the title of the best solo Falco. Kadoran is another player that sees Melee as a game to be solved. If you open his stream, chances are that he's labbing some specific combo, extension, or interaction. He wants to get to a point where he knows the right answer for every question in the game, and that mentality has worked for him so far as he's the clear second best Marth in the world. He's gotten 4th at Pound, 9th at Summit 11, 7th at Riptide, 3rd at Lowtide City, 5th at the Smash World Tour West Finals, 3rd at Main Stage, 13th at Summit 12, 13th at the Smash World Tour Finals, 13th at LACS, and he recently had a great showing at Smash Camp, winning the entire event. He's accrued wins over Ginger, SFAT twice, and iBDW. In the past, he struggled against Sheik, but he said that he's been putting in a lot of work to improve on this matchup in order to be ready for Genassist, so I'm excited to see what he's been working on. Face Roll is a talented Sheik player that was on the rise before the pandemic. I was debating between putting him in this tier and the next tier, but I figured it wouldn't hurt to highlight the top solo Sheik. Not that Spark is too far off. He has multiple good tournament placements, getting a great 3rd place finish at the Smash World Tour West Finals, 13th at Main Stage, a respectable 7th at the Smash World Tour Finals, 17th at LACS, and 5th at Smash Camp. He has notable wins over Kadoran multiple times, Fiction, and Magi. As one of the many Sheiks rising through the ranks, Face Roll is going to be looking to put on an impressive performance at Genassist to try and close the gap between him and the top 2 Sheiks, Leffen and Plup. A storyline I wanted to highlight going to Genassist is the battle for the best peach in the world between Polish and Lod. While most people consider Polish to be ahead of Lod due to his amazing Smash World Tour performance, if one is able to make top 8 while the other drops out sooner, it's likely they'll be crowned the top princess player in the game. Let's start with Polish, who many consider to be ahead of Lod currently. He got 7th at Pound, 3rd at Smash World Tour East Finals, and 3rd at the Smash World Tour Finals. He has wins over Aklo, his rival Lod, another Peach player Triff, iBDW, and Hungrybox. He has a good handle on how to play in almost every situation and is looking to extend his momentum from his great Smash World Tour performances into Genassist. Lod hasn't had the big breakout performance that Polish did at the World Tour, but he still put up decent results, getting 5th at the Smash World Tour East Finals where he lost to Polish Round 1 winners in a narrow Game 5 set. He then got 9th at the World Tour Finals and 9th at LACS, beating Kadoran before being taken out by iBDW. He also just put up a great performance at the Gigaschwab Monthly just this past week, beating his rival Polish in a 5-game set before beating Moki and Hungrybox, winning the entire event. This rivalry is going to be a fun thing to watch unfold this weekend. Will Polish defend his position as the best Peach player in the game right now? Or will Lod surpass him? We may have a clear number 1 Peach by this time next week. Alright, it's time for what I call the speed round. We're going to be going over 18 players in 10-second segments that would be very happy to make it to top 8. These are incredible players that are fighting to break out of the bubble into the true top tier of play, and Genassist A is the perfect opportunity for them to do so. Axe is a veteran Pikachu player best known for his deadly gimps and positive attitude. His best performance was being Kadoran twice at Low-Tide City to get 2nd. He also has a win over Amza. It'll be interesting to see where his Pikachu fits into the current meta. Magi is a technical Falco player out of SoCal with deadly combos and great kill setups. Her main problem is consistency, especially when it comes to floaties, so I'm excited to see how she's developed in those areas. Her best wins are against SFAT and Wizrub in pools. SJ is an old-school Falcon player known for his flashy plays and Johnny stocks, which is where he'll delete an entire stock without getting touched, usually when he's behind or to win a game. His best win is against SFAT, and his best performance is 9th at LACS. Slug is an Ice Climbers player in a post-wobbling world that will still probably kill you if you get to grab with his amazing handoffs and kill confirms. His best performance was at TMT East Coast Weekly, where he beat HBox, Moki, and iBDW in winners to get 2nd place behind iBDW. Fiction probably has the best defensive play out of any Falco. He uses his lasers to frustrate and zone the opponent until he sees an opening that he can capitalize on. His best performances are beating SUJ and getting 4th at the Smash World Tour West Finals. Nunn is an ex-Ganon player turned Falcon player, best known for his hard reads and mind games. He's the perfect example of playing your opponent instead of the game, and his best win is against Kadoran, and his best placement is 7th at Smash Summit 11. Eddie Mexico is the best Luigi player in Melee history. He's always a cool guy to watch, as the only time you see top-level Luigi is when he's playing. His best performance was winning Rollback Rumble West, where he beat Bobby Big Balls and SFAT. Spark is a NorCal Sheik that spends a lot of his time studying the game. If you get grabbed by him, chances are you're going to be taking a ton of % in the tech chase process. His best performance was at Smash Camp, where he beat Face Roll and Kadoran to get 3rd. Null is a SoCal Fox that falls into the category of playing his opponent, not the game. His best performance is getting 2nd at Training Mode Tuesdays 68, beating SFAT and getting 2nd place to Plup, losing in 2 Game 5 sets. Swooper, or The Swooper, is a Samus player out of New York. He used his unconventional style to get the biggest win of his career by far, beating iBDW in winners and taking him to Game 5 and losers. KJH is a previously retired technical Fox out of Michigan. His best performance recently has been beating Ben and then Hungrybox 2 times to win East Coast Fridays number 191. Ben is an up-and-coming Sheik that uses his character's advantages extremely well. His best performance was when he beat Zamu and Ginger twice to win the Minnesota Monthly Tournament. Zamu is a player out of Illinois. Although he's experimented with every top tier in the game at some point, he's now dedicated to getting his Fox to be as perfect as possible. His best performance was at the Midwest Gauntlet, where he beat Polish twice and went 1-1 against Aklo to get 2nd. Bobby Big Balls is a flashy and eccentric Falco player known for screaming on stream about campers and box players. Although he may be known as an entertainer to some, he has a legit Falco, and the amount of time he puts in every day will surely see him get better and better as time goes on. His best performance was at the Gigaschwab 2 Monthly, where he beat Magi, Acid, Kadoran, Lucky, Salt, and Sunsei twice to win the entire event. Sora is the best player out of Oceania by far. He plays a variety of characters including Falco and Marth, but he's best known for his Fox. He's an entertaining player in and out of the game, and since he's been isolated for most of his career, he has a very unique playstyle. His best performance in the States was being Ginger at Smash Summit 12 pools and being Null to get 3rd at Lawless Melee number 1. Salt is a Captain Falcon player with nasty knees that come out of nowhere. His best performance is when he beat iBDW at the Salt Mine number 18. He also got 3rd at Gigaschwab, where he beat Magi and Lucky. Jumuk is a Sheik player out of New York, and although he hasn't been competing much, he put up a great performance a little over a year ago at the fourloko Fight Night, beating Ginger and Aklo before losing to Moki. Udaz is an Ice Climbers player and one of the OGs in Melees, attending tournaments for over 18 years, and while he's just a Genassist to compete for fun, I still wanted to mention him as I think it's amazing he's still playing after all these years, and even after wobbling was banned. So there's my list of players to watch going to Genassist this weekend. I'm sure I left off somebody, so if there's a player that you're watching this weekend, go ahead and let me know in the comments. I'd love to learn about more players. This is the first video I've made in this style, so if there's anything I can do to make it better, please let me know. Other than that, good luck to anyone that's competing this weekend, and for everyone else, I'll see you in Twitch chat.